welcome to episode 2 of season 5 of Surviving Nairobi. Kama kawaida, it's your boy Hafare, and with me
is Ivy. And our drinks of choice today, we have 3 drinks. Valentine's.
Okay. Finest, please.
Finest.
So finest. This is regular.
The finest.
This is not some medium. This is finest.
Finest.
Yes.
Scotch whiskey. We have Booch, and you have Mayonde.
A big drunk also. Talikunywa.
Mad.
I don't know.
We don't know. Hey.
As it may jump the gun, but today we have a guest.
Yes.
We let her officially introduce herself.
All right.
Hello, my name is Mayonde. I am magical person slash happy soul slash musician artist based here in Nairobi, Kenya.
I love the fact that we're in Nairobi, Kenya, but we'll get into that. Before that,
oh yeah, the actual Nairobian is here.
Yes.
Yeah.
For that, Ivy, Amanda, how was your week?
It was tough, but it was cool. It was one of those. Yeah.
Mine was eventful. I had a very interesting day yesterday that I think we'll cover as we keep having our conversation for today. But generally, I've been good. Yeah.
Mimi, October has been kicking my ass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, tulieni.
Stop the count.
Stop the count. Can we create retribution? Please, let this month end in peace. And before we continue, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. Also, wherever you're watching us from, wherever you're listening from, down here kuna number ya kudonate in the bio. Support the content, support the creators. Nimesota, niko broke, fucking tuma kitu. Please, video editors. Simtainsert ile mimi ya nani? Ya Omosh.
Madhani ni kakitu mazejo.
Hata niko na 5 bob tu kwa account yangu.
I only have a 100 bob.
Hata 100.
Na ni ukweli, by the way. Na ni ukweli.
So, Mayonde, I know you first as an actress.
Wow.
Yes. The show, yeah, you never watched the show that had the briefcase, right?
Briefcasing.
Yes.
Yeah, on KTN
Yo.
really long time ago. I'm so surprised.
To be honest, I don't watch that much.
Yo.
It was a long
Like
time
regular
ago.
TV, I don't
It
like
was
that.
such a beautiful show. I feel like Netflix should buy that show now that there's Netflix Kenya. Yeah, because I was young while watching it, but not too young to not understand the plot and the jokes, the humor. Y'all were on a different level as compared to the other shows that were, premiering at the time. And the production was great. The script writing was great. I was very keen because at the time I remember I had interest in drama and blah, blah, and screenplay, script writing. So I was like, oh wow, this is really good. And then fast forward to that, I see you in music videos and I'm like, wait a minute, I know this person.
Yeah.
So I went back and I'm like, oh, now she sings. And Coke Studio happened and I was like, okay. Then from then I've just been like, oh wait, first I remember stumbling on your song with Tetushani, Chemistry.
Oh wow.
Such a beautiful song. And then I was like, okay, so this is a versatile artist, very multidisciplinary.
Let me to tell you.
Songo tafadhali. Uzuri kuna option ya sheng.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God. So yeah, I'm just super proud of your journey and like how bold you are to try out different things within the art space, and you're not limited to neither screenplay or music or like whatever works with you. You're not afraid to swim with it and you really shine with it. And yeah, I'm so proud of you, even like as a fellow woman who's in the creative space, who also doesn't like to be boxed. So I really, really value your journey. Thank you.
Oh,
Take your
thank
flowers.
you.
Take your
I
flowers.
received the flowers.
Yeah, so proud of you, man.
Thank
So
you.
proud. Yeah.
Me,
you.
I think I first knew of you when my friend gave me a copy of Magic in the Air.
Oh wow. You guys.
Right?
That's like 2016, 2015.
Yeah.
Because I remember then seeing the video for Isikuti Love. Oh, yeah. Man, my throwback.
My Isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Isukuti love.
umekuwa creative industry for a while.
For a while.
Now there's something that happened yesterday. I would like maybe to talk about it. Jana and Ivy was supposed to be part of this thing, and it was so weird.
Yeah.
Jana
very.
Trace put out this thing of exit Gengeton, enter Amapiano, and
I
the
know.
way it was phrased or like
Yeah.
when iliekwa, it left a bitter taste with a lot of people because it was like you're a radio station like ringing the death knell of a genre that you people don't even play.
Yeah.
Of a Kenyan genre in favor of South African. It was so weird.
Yeah.
Why do you think a radio station would even do that? Why would they even have that conversation in the first place?
Ooh, this is so layered. It's so layered.
It's like an onion. Come on,
It's
don't
like an
disrespect.
onion.
Let's peel it back.
But I have to ask, did you know that's what the topic was gonna be before you didn't know?
I
So it was a
didn't.
surprise.
It was a
for you as
surprise.
well.
So what happened was
Okay.
they reached out to me, and they were like, Ivy would like you to come and talk about the growth of Amapiano and the creative space in general. And like, if you think there's hope for other genres to grow, because Amapiano has risen so fast, not only in Kenya, I mean, of course in SA, because that's where it originated from,
Yeah.
but in Kenya, East Africa, and the world in general. So like, and I was very open to that conversation because I've been able to see what has worked for Amapiano that has not worked for other genres.
Yeah.
And I was very excited to be part of the panel, and I asked for questions so I could do like, intensive research.
Yeah.
And I asked for the brief and the poster. So I wasn't sent for any questions. So I was like, you know what, I'll wing it.
Yeah.
And then I was sent for the brief and the poster. Now that had that title.
Oh.
And I was like, this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So what I did, I reached out and I'm like, guys, I have a concern with how you guys have framed the topic, the subject topic. And I also have a concern with the members of the panel, because first of all, there was no representative from the Gengeton world, so to speak. And then some of the panelists that were there are not in any way correlated with either Gengeton or Amapiano. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I respect person X. They're great artists, international artists, but like what relation, what relation do they have with these two genres? And I was advised to challenge that in the space. So I was comfortable enough to post the poster. You know how Twitter is. Twitter is mad.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Chaotic. KOT stands for chaotic.
Yep.
So now what happened was Blinky was first to share that discomfort as his opinion on Twitter. So that gave me the morale to also do the same. And I was like, listen, as a consumer and DJ for both genres, this is very unsettling for me. And I have done my part in reaching out and recommending some of the artists and producers that are from Gengeton. And I was hoping that a change would be made. So after a couple of hours and I noticed there was nothing, I just decided to sit back. And I was like, listen, I'll sit this one out, but I'm very much open to other conversations that are going to be centered around providing solutions to what can work for our industry, because we have all that it takes. It's just that we're not able to structure it properly. And if that was the discussion, I would be there. But if the discussion is about putting one genre against the other, and then one is Kenyan and I'm Kenyan, so it was just
Yeah.
it was very uncomfortable.
Oof, yeah. So this whole situation brings up trauma. Trauma, because there's a lot of what's the opposite of support?
Sabotage.
Sabotage.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really does feel like sabotage. And a lot of the genres that have done really well in Kenya from outside the region, it's because they did really well in their own countries first. They were embraced in their own countries first.
True.
And there are structures and systems and people who are actually pouring resources and just money even into the industries to make them flourish. So it was really sad to see a station that has the ability to support a genre, that has the ability to add to the industry, to add value to the artists, just tearing them down and doing it while they do it. What was the intention of it? For me, that's the thing that stands out for me. What was the intention of the conversation? Was it for fun because you want people to tune in to hear you hating on Gengeton? Are you actually trying to build the genre and build up the artist? Are you trying to say that other countries are better than Kenya, other artists outside Kenya are better? So it's just like, what was the intention? That's why it really stings for me to see people who have the power to build an industry tearing it down instead of encouraging it. It's like, why? What do you gain?
You know, I was thinking about this Jana, because Jana Ivy called me for like a rant for like an hour because she needed to let it out.
Yeah.
He kuwa thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
We just on that poster. Oh, so you guys, you know, that's the worst part. It's the when he do bystander, innocent stray bullet. Stray bullet.
But then I caught some stray bullets yesterday.
Bahati mbaya.
Bahati mbaya too.
And there are so many things there's so many conversations you could have about with when you mirror the two. Amapiano and Gengeton.
Yeah.
There are so many conversations you could have. One of the first things is every major SA artist embraced Amapiano.
Yep.
Nani, what's his name? Caspar Nyovest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like 2 years ago, he put 40,000 people in a stadium.
Yep.
Sindio? First African artist to do that in SA.
Yep.
He has a full Amapiano album.
Yep.
Full. Maforisa was doing G-Com. Sindio?
Yeah.
Maforisa is not doing Amapiano.
Yeah.
Maforisa is huge. Maforisa is just one of the big top 5 artists in Africa.
Yeah.
You can say that.
Yeah.
So many artists wame embrace the fact that this is what we're doing now. Let's work with this is the sound of the streets. Let's do it.
Yep.
Let's come to Kenya. Who are the big artists? Have they done anything with Gengeton artists?
No.
Gengeton artists work together all
They
the
do.
time.
They do.
You may notice
Yeah.
they all collaborate.
Yeah.
Who this person is with this person, this person, this person, and Major. Major is always there.
the guy.
Major
Major
is the
is always
guy.
there, yeah.
Major and Matrax are the guys.
At least in Amatrax, they give
Yeah.
these guys like, let's do this. Yo, like also the dudes was uplift the industry. Play KE music or Kenya music is good. Actually, walilenga to your form.
Big up to Fena though. I feel like
Yeah.
Fena has also really
Yeah.
tried.
She's working
Because-
with Mandy.
Yeah,
Yes.
like she was able to quote unquote step out of her comfort zone, or like what she's popularly known for, alternative music. And she took the leap of faith and collaborated with some of the Gengeton artists. And I feel like that's what should have happened. That's one of the things that should have happened, because even for Caspar, the way you're saying, Caspar was a hip hop guy.
Yeah.
And Caspar is behind Major League, by the way. He's the reason why Major League are who they are today.
Imagine that.
Because he gave them a cosign. If you look at how the SA industry works, Oskido is responsible for Maporisa. Maporisa is responsible for Kabza. Kabza is responsible for so many others. And those others, it trickles down like that.
Ni kurudisha mkono,
We
basically.
don't have that structure here.
Yeah.
We really don't, because everybody's trying to make it on their own. And it never works, clearly. So,
By the way, industry, I don't know, industry kuna dark secrets. See, like you don't even have to say
Dark
them,
secrets.
but kuna a lot of fuckery going on in the background. And understand, Sasa. Imagine if like Sauti Sol had given somebody like 34 gang that shout out to.
yeah.
Let's just hop on a remix and see what will happen. Do you know? It isn't even just. It legitimizes them for everyone, because now it's no longer just some kids making music. Kama Sauti Sol ametambua say like yo. What's next? Chris Kaiga after Tuengoma na Nyashinsky. Now he's like, now this guy is a star. That's when he's doing ads for Safcom. He's like,
True.
this guy is now a star because Nyashinsky amempati your stamp of approval. There are so many artists in Kenya, major artists who could have done that but decided not to do it. And it comes to the second thing about Gengeton that you can mirror with Amapiano. Because of the structure Ikoko, there are also structures outside just the collaborating. Management, professionalism,
all this-
knowing how to handle fame, all that stuff. In Amapiano, I think there's a much better structure than in Kenya, because when you're just a kid, sindio, when you're 19-year-old, you make a song in your friend's room on some comp na nini, afu ikue 3 million, ipate 3 million views. Now you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
But there's no one there to tell you need management, you need to know your value, you need
Stage
to act
presence.
professional. There are so many things. You need quality control. You can't just keep putting out the same song every time because that one will hit.
Yeah.
I think that is where Gengeton, that's the mistake it made.
Yeah.
And there was nobody there to tell them, yo, this is the mistake you're making. These kids walikuwa thrown out to sea, like sink or swim. Mkufe basi. And then like the few who made it, like they're now making it in a reckless. The rest of them, they're still making the same song, and it's like, you can't blame them, because the industry never even gave them a chance to like succeed. That's what I think.
I have a question for Mayonde as an artist, and you have kind of been putting out content intermittently.
Oh shit.
Oh, sorry.
Hakuna shida.
What's I'm sure there are several factors around that. How are the stakeholders failing you as an artist? By stakeholders, I mean producers, fellow artists, fans, corporates, radio, all of them, because all of us have a part into supporting and building Mayonde into the artist that she's supposed to be, or that she
Is
sees
working
herself.
towards.
Yeah.
You get? So how have you been failed as an artist?
I don't know if it's about being failed. It's just what the industry is. Like, there's not much structure. The structures are starting to come in now, but for a very long time, there really wasn't a formula. Everyone was kind of trying to figure it out on their own. It was like the wild, wild west.
Yeah.
So this person does it and it's like, oh, that's working for them.
Yeah.
But if you try to apply the same formula, there are so many other factors that do not apply. There's so much. Just let's talk about. There's a time when radio airplay was a big thing before YouTube and
Streaming and all that stuff.
how are you going to get your song
On radio.
on the radio so that people can know you? Okay, it's evolved now. You can have a big song on YouTube. It might not be played on Kiss, but you have your own
I have an
following.
example.
Yeah.
Do you know J Melody?
No.
Exactly. J Melody is huge in the coast.
Okay.
He is, you know who Bahulu, the song?
I know Bahulu.
Yes,
That's
the song
him.
is huge in the coast.
Yeah.
I put it on a playlist of mine once, and guys were like, who's this?
Yeah.
Go on YouTube, it's like 3 million views. These guys are just existing in their own little like communes, doing their own things.
Little bubbles.
Like, and it's just continuous. Like,
And it's that you might have an audience. You might have like people who fucks with you. Sorry, I don't know if I can say that. You can have people who write for you, but now getting into the big leagues, getting into like the corporate rooms where you're talking about there's music and then there's the music business. Yeah. So it's one thing to be popping and to be popular, but are you making money? So what systems are in place for you to make money? Do you have a system for collecting royalties? Okay, that's not happening.
Yep.
And then also just knowing what you're saying, how to market yourself, knowing how to pitch for work. These are things that you might not know as an artist. You know how to make dope stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a lack of knowledge. I don't know if there's anyone to blame for that. But there was a time when I would say there were lots of gatekeepers who had the opportunity to pull up and support artists and who just didn't. Like, they really didn't use, they just didn't use their platform to support the kind of diversity that's there in Kenyan music.
Yeah.
So it just became this one kind of formula. If your song is gonna get played on the beat, or if your song is going to be played on, I don't know, a show on NTV or on Citizen, or it has to be this kind of song. So now with the internet, that kind of solved that. But there was a time where there were just gatekeepers who were not about helping people. It's like maybe you have to pay them, or maybe they have to like what you're doing for them to support it, and that really killed what could have been a rich, diverse industry, I think.
Yeah, because I remember there was a time around 2014 to 2017, there was this purge of diverse artists. Because I remember I was deep into SoundCloud, and my mind would be blown each and every other time. Because usually I'd get my music from YouTube. But then once I started tapping into SoundCloud, and this is why every time anyone asks me, what's your best music platform? I say
it's
SoundCloud,
by far,
always.
by far.
Because that's where you find gems. I'll find your song, then after your song, another Kenyan song is recommended. I find Tetushani. After Tetushani, you find this Eduardo, what's his name? This guy doesn't sound Kenyan, but he's very much Kenyan. He represents Kenya. I don't think he's based here. And you see, and it goes on and on and on and on, because of course the algorithm also, it helps in you getting to identify other artists who are similar to what you had selected at first. So even with that, my question was, okay, so I've discovered Mayonde on SoundCloud. I tried to get her on I try to find her on my social media. I find her, but then there are no shows. So what's the question marks over there?
Yeah.
You get? Because even as an artist, like when I was ranting to him yesterday, and I'm like, listen, there's some measures that have been put in place in the amapiano sector that, okay, you're a producer and an artist at the same time. So you make the beat, you're performing the beat, you're a DJ, you DJ. This is like Maporisa, this is
Yeah.
what he does.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
triple
threat.
Triple threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He produces it, he sings, he raps, he DJs, and he collaborates. And he's part of the video, he's part of the process. We don't have that here.
Yeah.
And now you see, when you set yourself up like that, hakuna mali wezi kulia. Utakula as a producer,
Yeah.
as an artist. Sawa, the royalties may be one thing, but then you have shows.
Yeah.
You see, you're doing shows, you have an international platform. People from outside reach out to want to collaborate with you. That's why Major League are now doing a mix together with this guy from Major Lazer, Diplo. Yeah.
Was it he cancelled?
Question for another day. Oops.
But honestly, no one has ever successfully been cancelled.
Into the thick of it.
Except R. Kelly.
Oh yeah, he's cancelled.
Even Bill Cosby got out of jail.
Yeah.
Does cancelling really work? On the next episode.
On the next episode.
So next topic.
Stay
Yup.
tuned. Yeah, so you see, and I'm like, okay, I need to see. Clearly, Mayonde has a fan base. If I discovered her and I liked her and I went ahead to look for her online, I definitely like what she's doing.
Yeah.
I want to experience her, but I'm not able to. And it's not your fault, because you're putting out content in the very best way that you can and that you know. You're everywhere on social media. Yes. Nini uko YouTube, uko SoundCloud, wherever. Lakini, why can't I, as an events person, book you? Why can't I believe in you enough to book you?
Can I give my 2 cents here? Because I was having this conversation with somebody. They were saying, like, they're big, they're a comedian, they're big, they're doing well. And every time they talk to somebody, like somebody who's in the creative space, they're like, you need to get your numbers up online. You need to get your numbers up online. Because I feel like if you're not getting radio airplay, the only other metric they look at is how many followers do you have online. Oh, you have 65k followers on Insta. Oh, maybe we can book you, because at the end of the day, maybe, because at the end of the day, Pia, the promoter is trying to make money. I don't think, unless it's like a sponsored show where they're not paying the artist, like the promoter is like, I'm booking these people because I know they'll bring in this number of people at the gate and I'll make this much, and then that isn't, it's the capitalism basically. It has a yoke around us, because the promoter is like, I like my own music, I like it, I really like it, I listen to it in my car, but I cannot book her because there's no way she's gonna fill that venue.
How would you expect her to keep putting out more music then?
That's the thing. Now hapo ndio kuna shida, because the events,
Yeah.
it's how can I put it? It's like,
It's a
do you know
vicious
the
cycle.
Yeah, do you know the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail? Mayonde can't get booked because she doesn't have like radio airplay. But to get radio airplay, she needs to be booked for shows so that fans can see her.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, I like it's a cycle. It's the way, like, I need experience to get a job.
Yeah.
But to get the experience, I need to get a job first. So, like, it's the same thing. I need to work to get experience, but I need experience to get work.
Just lie on
That's-
your CV at this point.
Yeah.
Just lie in your CV.
Lie by the
Just lie.
as in go buy followers. Like, everybody's doing it.
Sasa, what
the
can
look.
we do?
What can we do?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's a baby step thing. It's gradual growth over time. There's definitely more opportunities today than there were before, and there's more opportunity to be entrepreneurial. The way you're saying, Forisa is a DJ, and he's also a producer, and he's also an artist,
Right.
and so the industry kind of forces you to be good at different things.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. You just have to adapt
Yeah.
or die. You just don't have the same structures that they have in SA or
Yeah.
the same amount of investment that they have in Nigeria.
True.
So those are the things that have really helped those industries that we don't seem to have. So we have to kind of make our own thing happen and stop crying about what we don't have. And just be like, okay, so maybe that route is not going to work. What else can I do? And I'm really grateful because I was part of this Perform Music Incubator, which is like a music business workshop, basically. And so we're pretty much learning about how to be entrepreneurs as a musician and stop waiting for the events guy to book you. Stop waiting for the radio guy to play your music. Okay, fine. You have your social media. You have a way to access your audience. How can you use what you have to build your own shows, to build your own ideas? Okay, you have a brand, you have followers. How can you use that to, be a brand ambassador for something, get endorsements, so it's just having to evolve and do different things because the industry is what it is. Like
it's cutthroat.
It's cutthroat, and this whole thing it's the biggest names that are going to be booked for our show. It's the same 5 guys.
It's the same always.
Because that's who
it is what it is.
Tried and tested, and they've said these are the people who are going to bring in the things. So are you going to create your own show? Are you going to try writing? Are you going to try... Like, what else can you do? It's just an evolve or die situation.
There's been another conversation that has not been fully explored, so to speak, about ghostwriting.
Where?
Yeah.
Have you ever ghostwritten for anyone?
I believe she has.
Please, give us the juicy details from here.
I wouldn't
and
call
Gobari
it
would be proud.
Ghostwriting. I'd just say it's collaborating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you ever collaborated? I'm assuming you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
you know,
what's
the thing,
up.
collab, I feel like you get a writing credit.
Yeah,
Sindio?
Definitely.
When you're ghostwriting, do you get a writing credit? What you do,
No.
Sindio?
Okay,
Like
yeah.
you're just
That's why
paying-
I'm like, I wouldn't say it's ghostwriting.
Because you get a writing credit when you collaborate.
Yeah.
But ghostwriting is like, I know you're not good enough to write this song. So like,
Okay,
I'll write it for you for like 1,500.
Don't put it like that.
That's how it is.
I mean, sometimes when creatives hit a creative block and there's a lot of pressure to deliver and you're not able to deliver, but Mayonde can come through. So you're like, hey, listen, I need you to write me this song. This is the emotion I'm going for. This is what I want to put out. Can you do it for me? Yeah. But hakuna credits. So, but kuna added tunes. Does that happen?
Okay, I've not experienced that. I think it's just a lack of integrity. If you're gonna have people writing for you, just say like, this song has 11 writers, because that's what Beyonce do.
Right.
Like Who Runs the World Girls had like 11 writers on it, and they're credited, and they're paid for it. My issue is when you're trying to lie, you're trying to act like it's you who did it. That's when it's like, why?
Look at me, I'm so good.
Yeah, but I love Cardi B because she's like, people read my rap, so I'm rich. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're rich
Next
too.
question.
Yeah.
Like it's
And
like
they're
Nani,
rich too.
Even Nani, like Travis Scott.
Yeah.
This guy Sai the Prince, he used to be signed to Good Music. He still is as a writer. He wrote most of Astroworld, like 2/3 of Astroworld. Andika. He's getting paid, and he's in a better position because he can actually walk down the street.
Yeah.
That's one of the things about being famous. I would not like.
Yeah.
Is not being able to just go somewhere and do regular people shit. Because now you have to be like,
Thank God for masks though.
ngoja watakuona through the mask.
But that's like in the States. In Kenya, no one really cares. They'll just be like, but like Travis can't walk down the street. Like he'll be mob. Like
Yeah.
a whole mob will attack him.
Diamond can't walk down the street.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Sauti Sol can't just do Sauti Sol things.
Yeah.
Sauti
That's
Sol,
true.
Bien can't go. Hawezi enda kununua tu nyanya na short.
Yeah,
Ezekani.
that's true. People will be over there with their...
Bien, come on,
Yeah,
let's
there's
take
a level of celebrity. That's
Video.
true. Yeah.
Also, I just feel like Kenyans just generally don't give a shit.
Kenyans are jolly.
Kenyans don't give a shit. And like, as somebody who has some kind of spotlight and nini, when you experience that nonchalance from people from the people, then it humbles you a big one. You're like,
No one cares.
nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Mi napenda hiyo kitu. Mimi sipendi like
Same.
I'm not famous in any way. But if I ever was to become famous, I wouldn't want people to like, let me do hood rat shit, man.
But
Me just do nianze kuambia siwezi kunywa keg. because niko na brand ya what the fuck. Mimi ndakwenda local yangu nikunywe keg, ni play pool, niambie stories za ajabu. Do you know how good keg stories are? These are the wild. This guy last week was telling us, actually on Tuesday, alikuwa tuambia ati alikuanga jela, alikuwa jela for like 6 months. Then apparently kuna mtu fulani yuko jela aitwa Baba Ali. He has a life sentence, and then he was the only person who could leave the prison at will. He just leave to go and buy cigarettes, and you clearly know this man is lying, but that is one of the most entertaining lies I've ever had.
Uhuru Gardens go jaba.
Exactly. You're couple like, yo, ati Baba Ali alikuwa anatoka, alikuwa tuleteanga ma super match. First of all, I didn't know they still make super match.
Right.
That's my roaster, filterless cigarettes. It's like the 30s. Una smoke comes your prohibition. My goodness.
Who do you look up to musically?
Wow.
Who would you want to work with, Pia? That's like shit. I want to know. Anything in the pipeline?
Well, okay, so you've asked me like 3 questions.
And you'll answer 3 of them in sequence.
Wow, who do I look up to musically? I'd say Mudhoni, the drama queen, Blinky Bill.
Blinky, we still want to get you on the show, by the way.
Yeah.
We went to snakes, man. Tutakupata. Wewe. Tutakupata.
Yo, I love my queen bee. Who else? It's so funny when I get asked this question, I go blank, and then afterwards I'm like, I should have said X and yeah. Who would I like to work with? This is controversial, but Kanye West.
I love Kanye West.
Let me tell
He's a musical genius. He has his flaws.
Yeah, like everyone else.
Genius.
I know he's cancelled.
No, he's not cancelled. Like,
You can never be cancelled. That's our good.
Kanye isn't cancelled. Kanye is just Kanye. He just does Kanye things. Like that man, like he lives the life I want.
Yeah.
But without all the troubles.
Right.
Yeah, mi nataka tu maisha yake, having a farm in Montana, driving weird cars that Elon Musk gave you first. Wonderful. But then, you know, when you say it's controversial, I thought you were gonna say Benzema.
Wow. What was the other question you asked me?
Anything in the pipeline?
Yeah, in the pipeline.
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm kind of assessing music. I'm trying to figure out if I'm pivoting completely to something else.
La haula. Don't say those things up. Breaking my heart. You know, hey, Project Purple tunasikizanga.
Oh, wow. Oh gosh. Just the fire, the love for it kind of fizzled, and I've been trying to like get it back, but I'm more interested in other things like writing, like actual writing.
I saw your blog.
Oh, thanks.
I saw your
Cool.
blog.
Yeah. So and then there's the whole landscape of influencing and brand partnerships. That seems to be more lucrative and is
Where the money resides.
Where the money resides.
Exactly.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I got bills to pay.
Okay.
Yeah, and it challenges me more creatively. Like with the work I've done with Butch, I'm like, oh, this is actually fun. I get how you could promote business and be creative and apply marketing, advertising, engage your audience in a different way. So that's kind of pulling at me. Music, I've just finished the Perform Music Incubator.
Oh, I saw Vibes. Oh, I know it wasn't Vibes. I think the
resurrection.
Resurrection.
Yes. So I had like left music for a while, and then I got back into this program and just wanted to learn, okay, maybe if I have more knowledge about the music business, I'd be able to balance the two. But I'm finding it very hard to find that passion again.
Spark of inspiration, you understand that? Because I know there's one of your contemporaries, that's Samajina, who I think has like also left completely because of the same reason. In a point when I feel like I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, at the end of the day, music is also a career.
Yeah.
And people change careers all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Unafika pale nasema 10 years from now Ivy might be like doing something completely different.
Entirely.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, nili DJ, nikafanya nini?
Yeah.
When we recorded Nani last year, JW, he was
Hey, polymath.
Yeah, I was a teacher,
Yo,
I was a photographer, I've done this, I'm now a singer, rapper, musician. Like you can just evolve, you can just become the next version of yourself, which is okay, by the way. You don't have to be one thing.
Yeah.
Ukichoka.
Growth is not linear, so at least.
Ukisikia unawacha wachika.
Yeah, there's acting that I'm like, I could get back into that. And then if I do make a musical project, I feel like I don't want to make it as an artist. Like, you know the way you can have a hobby and you're
Right.
like, this is what I do for fun.
Yeah.
And whoever flows with it flows.
Yeah.
Have my own intimate cool gigs, but
Yeah.
not be like, I'm trying to be the number one
Ah.
artist.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
Nani,
I'm so done with that.
I was listening to whose project last week? Fiona Apple. That's her thing. Fiona Apple makes music for Fiona Apple. She doesn't make music for anyone except herself. Even last year's album, what was it? Fetch the Bolt Cutters. She made it the entire thing herself.
Beautiful.
Like produced it herself on, was it FL Studio? No, it was
Logic.
Or Logic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she produced the whole thing on Logic, and because she wasn't good on Logic, it sounded rough. But you can tell any reality thing, and it was a good album at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that's what Tyler the Creator also started as.
Yeah.
He just wanted to do music. Like, he's an awkward person, very out of the box kind of artist. With his lyrics, with his flowing music, with his music videos. And eventually he just found his community and he started filling up stadiums, and these people
And
are
making dope albums.
dope albums, lots of quality content, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Hi,
But the
everybody
crazy thing
learned a
about
sport.
his artist, about his artistry, is when it comes to his performances, this guy is so different, for lack of a better word. Because when other artists are like, watu vile wanarushanga maji nini, he calls his fans to puke with him on the stage. I've seen
He's
that.
indifferent.
Right.
He's indifferent himself.
He's and like, he's like, listen, I'm a weirdo, and if you're a weirdo like me, let's rock. If you're not, it's okay. You find your person.
So if you're gonna call fans on stage to do something weird with you, what would it be? Ndakujua.
Wow. Okay, let's just meditate. Breathe together.
These niggas are on drugs. Kumbuka hiyo. These niggas are on drugs. Also wako on Molly and not even champagne.
And it's interesting because him is completely sober, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't drink. He doesn't,
doesn't
do
drink.
drugs.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he
by
doesn't
the
do
way.
drugs. He's a sober guy.
Wow, wonderful.
So I'm
Entirely
like, if
sober,
Tyler
yeah.
the Creator did drugs, what would that
I
look
know.
like?
What would that look like? He's insane.
Yeah. He's
Naturally.
already so
Naturally
out
insane.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I asked
Projects.
you who you look up to musically is because you always given me this ballad type of vibe. And because Adele, is like the queen of ballads in my opinion, I kind of not compare, but like you remind me of her. Like parts of Mayonde the artist reminds me of Adele. Because you listen to your music, I listen to your music, your lyrics. It's just like someone who's telling you, listen, it's okay.
Tulia.
It's fine.
It's gonna be fine.
I know
comforting
things are
hand.
not. Yeah, it's a comforting hand. It's like like when someone is not hugging you, but like they're here. They're like,
Right.
yeah, it's
Bus,
bus.
bus,
It's
bus,
okay.
bus.
Like I know it's not working out right now, but ni sawa.
But
Like,
like, us
just
tomorrow
chill.
too.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Have you tried some some
Some
booch?
booch. Clean your gut.
Clean your gut.
Yeah, you might feel better. And I think Ivy, with that, we usually
Gang.
have a music break. Ivy anacheza ka mix.
Oh,
But for YouTube, by the way, I'm sorry, not yet, but it's coming soon.
But ni gengeton.
Of course. Shikwa na madam. Mjulubenka ni gan.
Gang.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the music break.
Yeah.
Approximately 10 hours later.
And we are back. Gang gang.
With our wonderful guest, Mayonde.
Yes.
As in celebrity. How many followers do you have on Instagram?
wow, is that like
I want to do a comparison.
Some
Niambie.
metric.
Yeah, like I want to know like how.
check?
Yeah.
Who check and let me know? Because we have like I don't know. Acha niangalia hata zangu. Yeah.
79.1k.
Wow.
79.1k.
Wow.
Let me look at my shitty ones on my personal account where I don't post anything except ngoja. I have 981 followers.
That's good.
That's like 78 times more. She's 78 times more popular than me.
Twice
By all
as
metrics. So you are 78 times more likely than me to get noticed in the street.
That's true.
Wow.
The numbers. There was something you were talking about off mic. Ulikuwa unataka kusema?
Yeah, I guess going back to the question of what's not working in the industry, and I feel like there's a lack of pride in being Kenyan or a lack of ownership of what is popping Kenyan wise, accepting our own.
Yeah.
And that's something that's been talked about for the longest time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's hard to nurture something that's young. Our industry is still pretty young, or in terms of the amount of success we've had as an industry.
Yeah.
So it's easier to celebrate something that's already popping and working and, you know, is international, if it's Amapiano or if it's Afrobeat. Those genres have been accepted by their own people so much. So I think I had an interview where Davido was saying how he got big in the States was the diaspora of Nigerians in America. Like, they were requesting
his songs
in the club. When you bring my bottle to the table, play Davido's song.
Yeah.
So he's called for a gig,
can do
and the
that?
gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Nigerians
Sina
are
pesa.
spraying money.
Yeah, they're spending
Like,
so much
Can you
money.
do that in Kenya?
You don't wait. Ukumbuki ile time tukiwa Winning Post and I played a Nigerian song and that Nigerian guy just came and sprayed money.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
I've been people talk. Way guy, kwa DJ
Literally
kwa pesa.
9K.
Like alikuwa anamrusha hivi.
Just well done
Yeah.
for playing
Well
a Nigerian
Just
song.
one
Where
Nigerian
will
song.
you find a Kenyan
Never.
being like,
Never.
This is why I'm poor.
They come in shots. They come in shots. Kenyans come, unakunywa shot. Unapewa shots.
Kama usikwepo.
Tequila gold.
Hey, kwanza tequila gold. Don't drink that, but if you're gonna drink tequila, don't drink tequila gold.
why?
Because it's not actually real tequila.
Okay.
It's agave mixed with spirit. It isn't actually distilled. It isn't distilled agave.
Got
Or some made with blue agave. No. If you're gonna buy tequila, go buy like
The clear one. Camino.
no, pana. Even Camino isn't like actual. It isn't like real tequila. It's agave like mixed with spirit. So if you're gonna buy tequila, go buy like the cheapest thing you can buy. That's actual tequila is like 1800, which is pretty good. You can buy Espolon. Don't buy Celebrate tequila, but if Espolon is like 2750, 1800 is like 2000.
Wakupe partnership sasa.
Clearly,
Hey.
this is
No.
tequila.
He
And
does.
Espolon has Espolon has the best bottle you could ever see. It's such a beautiful bottle. 1800 has a bottle you could tilt over, and the bottle cap is a shot glass.
That's smart.
Unaigiuza hivi, unaijaza, unaitoa. That's a full shot.
Nice.
Like, if you're gonna drink tequila, don't buy Jose Cuervo, don't buy Camino. Buy Jose Cuervo Especial or traditional. No, not Especial, traditional. That's actual tequila.
Ala.
Like, these are facts.
Na chenye najua yeye ni mlevi na anapenda bangi. Ni mlevi na anapenda bangi.
He knows his
tequila
tequila
brand,
people.
please.
He does.
Tequila brand, sponsor me. Or like, me, Niko Inadi. I've been in the streets doing good rat shit while drinking tequila.
So yeah, back to like us guys being proud of what we put out. You were saying.
Yeah, it's just like I guess it's easier to jump on something that has a more established identity, and I think it's so much deeper than we understand. Like with Nigerian music or South African music, these are places that weren't robbed of their culture as much as we were. As
I love the word
Kenyans.
robbed.
Robbed.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love
It's
that. That's
robbed.
it's
We were robbed.
robbery. It's a stick up.
Yeah, so especially since our colonizers really settled here.
True.
As much as there was apartheid in South Africa, they were segregated off into their own zone. So they were with each other. Like
Right.
they were still able to build their culture together.
Oh.
But for us, I feel like there was a lot more separation, a lot more division, a lot more of the stripping of our culture to become more like them.
Yeah.
And so these are just the effects of that. I believe it's so much deeper than just Kenyans don't love Kenyan shit. It's
Dr.
like
Omar
we
would
were
be proud.
actually robbed of that pride that Nigerians have, or that South Africans might have with their culture. So for us, it's almost like building from scratch. And so it's so much easier just to look at Africans who are more African,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
True.
And be like, oh, I resonate with that, and I don't really know why, but it's just dope.
Yeah.
Because they're like in their Africanness. I remember going to Ghana and just feeling like, ukuni.
Africa yenye motherland.
Us, we are like, if it was like Tusker, them they're like Tusker brown bottle, na sisi ni Tusker like malt or light.
Yeah, light.
Tusker Malt, Nanyuki's favorite.
Right?
If you go to Nanyuki, they're all
That's
drinking
their
Tusker Malt.
favorite.
They're wearing khaki trousers and army boots. and they're walking through the wheat farms of 10,000 acres and wondering, why is everybody in Kenya so mad? This
Why?
is a great country.
Right?
Stop being poor.
Stop being poor, please. I don't know why you people are broke. As in, mbona mna do? Mimi naenda kuambia mamia nipatie 10K,
Hectic.
10 billion, 30 billion kwa offshore account. Mbona hamna?
Huku kwetu ni T for difficult. That's what it is.
S for suffering. S for separation. S for siwezani. Siwezi continue. Guy, my life is shit.
It's just hit you.
Again. Daula. Wow. But anyway, as in the Kenyan music scene is so good. I listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of Kenyan music. I listen to diverse Kenyan music. And the songs I listen to, I'm like, yo, why isn't this a hit?
Yeah.
Morning am I go hit?
Thank you for saying that. Now that's another problem that artists and consumers have. An artist will go to the studio looking to get a hit. Instead of just go and do a good song, a song that resonates with yourself, a song that tells your story. And then even us as consumers and DJs, tunatafuta tu hits too.
No, here's the thing. I believe there are two types of artists. The people who go into the studio to make a song they want. The people who go to the studio to make a song that will make them money.
But
Do you think Willy Paul is ever going into a studio saying, wow, I had a bad day, let me write it? No! It is like, whoa, what's gonna get me the most airplay? Like Zuchu. Zuchu makes, this is gonna sound a bit weird. Zuchu makes songs for children.
Yeah.
That like for me, I don't know an adult who listens to Zuchu.
Yeah.
My little cousins, they fucking love Zuchu.
Yeah.
That's all they play on YouTube. And at the end of the day, I feel like Zuchu is like, this is gonna get me paid.
Yeah.
So let me just keep doing this.
But then again, I feel like you're an artist. You're able to find a balance. It doesn't always have to be about the hit songs.
Okay, yeah,
like,
but-
and yeah, you're expressing yourself. Surely
there-
you've been sad. You've been conned.
But
as in,
the people who are trained to not even know that. The people who come into the music industry, they have a look, they have a sound, and the label will take them and show them this is how you're gonna do things.
okay, yeah.
They've
labels.
never even had time to even just develop into who they are as an artist.
True.
The label took them, ikamwambia niaje, this is the song you'll make, this is the producer you'll work with, you're gonna be rich. And this person is like, I'm gonna be rich, and the moment person inaingia, you're like,
Anaona
wait,
yenyewe.
if I keep doing this, I'm gonna still be rich?
Yeah.
Let's go! Let's keep making songs for children. Let's keep making songs like
TikTok.
Nyumba
Make
Ndogo.
songs for TikTok.
Do
That
the
will blow up
Wako
on
Jacko.
TikTok.
What the fuck was that? Anyway.
But you see, that's the thing. So it's so interesting that you said I'd remind you of Adele. Because
Yes.
that's how I started off. Like, let's make music to express ourselves.
Yes.
That
Magic in the Air?
speaks to the soul, magic in the
But then
air.
please, if you haven't listened to
Beautiful.
Magic in the Air, it is an amazing album.
Thank you.
This is like you with the flower wreath on the cover. I
Yeah.
remember.
Oh, wow.
Is it on DSPs? I think it is.
Yeah,
It
it
is on DSPs?
It is.
If you're listening to this after this episode, go stream Magic in the Air.
Stop
Oh,
what you're
man.
doing.
Stop, like, no, don't stop. Finish
Don't
the
stop,
episode. Come on,
finish
like,
and then
2
you
more
go.
minutes. Go listen, stream
Yeah.
like Magic in the Air. Add it to your library. Do all that good shit because
Man.
it is an amazing album.
Thank you. But you see, you make something like that and then it's not being played on the radio because it's not Kenyan enough. You're not being booked for gigs because it's not hype. Because there just wasn't that culture of different kinds of music in
Yeah.
the industry.
Yeah.
So what do? I'm told if you want to make it, you have to be more commercial. You have to change, you have to adapt, you have to now give us hits. The way you're saying, why do
Yeah.
people go into the studio just looking for hits?
Yeah.
You're literally told if you don't do that, you're not gonna eat. So you're either making music as a hobby or you're making music because you want to make a living off it. So if you want to make a living, you need to be bookable, you need to have numbers, you need people to know your songs. So if 5 people love your album, oh my gosh, it's the best album of all time. But those 5 people are not like
Yeah.
giving you
No.
work.
Yeah.
So you find you have to chase this hit. And then in chasing the hit, you lose the reason
The magic.
you made. Yeah, the magic, the reason you are making it in the first place. But I love that there are so many artists now that I see doing their thing and they're prospering who've stuck to their guns. Who
Yeah.
are like, I'm just going to make music that I resonate with and not what the gatekeepers are telling me to make. And now they are starting to actually like build their brands off of that, and it's
The
beautiful to watch.
struggle might be longer,
Yeah.
but when you get there on your own terms. Like Freddie Gibbs,
Yes.
the rapper. Freddie Gibbs started rapping in 2006. He got his big break last year when he got Grammy nominated. And then he said, like, when I was coming up, I was rapping just for money. Now I'm rapping because I want to, and because I rapped on my own terms. I made music on my own terms. I own all my masters. I make all the money from all my projects. That's me. Like, you mean I own everything? He was signed to a major label. He quit. He did his own independent thing. It was like a 14-year journey to get to where he is now.
Wow.
He is rich. He's successful. But the key thing is he isn't famous. So fame and success you can separate the two.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can
Really
completely
can.
separate the
That's
two.
true.
He is successful. He's doing well for himself. He has a huge fan base, but he's just not famous. And I feel like labels hate people who aren't famous.
Yeah.
Labels don't like people who aren't famous because you have to be famous. They have to sell a show. They have to sell out a show. They're like, Mayonde, you have like 200,000 people listening to you on Spotify, but you have like 5k people followers on Instagram. What's up with that? We need to bump you. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And also, there's the other element where we've not mentioned that I've just thought about right now is support from the government, guys. Look at
So
what's
regardless
happening.
of
We've not even thought about them until this
regardless-
moment, like 45 minutes into
Later,
the
I
conversation.
know, like, listen, the government in Nigeria, we all know, they're very supportive.
Isn't there like a 70% mandate in Nigeria?
There is.
Yeah, and I think SAPR.
Even in Tanzania.
Even in Tanzania, like 70% of the music you play has to be local music.
Even in Uganda. Let me tell you, there's this question I was asking myself.
Even
No,
here. But it's
It
not
doesn't
really
work.
followed.
Yeah, it's just on paper. That's what we are saying. And like, cause even there's a time,
Who's
there's a
in
time,
charge of that?
there's a time I was looking at the different genres of the different countries, musical countries rather.
The
Well,
charts.
the big five in music in Africa, SA, TZ, Nigeria, Kenya, and Uganda, right? Yeah. And I was like, okay, SA have house, Afrotech, Amapiano, Nini. TZ has bongo, Nigeria has Afrobeats, Uganda has their special kind of dance hall.
Njagara.
Kabisa.
Hey,
Yes,
hatari.
yes. Hatari.
Hey, hatari.
Let me tell you, I am such a
Jangu. Obsessions.
So there's this story again it has been there. The conversation has been existing, and I was like, the dance hall in Uganda is very distinct. Like
It's Ugandan dance.
It's
You
Ugandan.
once you hear it, you're like,
this is Uganda.
Ugandan.
Like there's dance hall from Jamaica, from whatever, but Ugandan dance hall is very distinct, right? And I was like, mbona haijai tembea sana? And they're like, it's because also they sing in their language, blah blah. But it's so sustainable for them. These guys fill up shows each and every other day. We don't get to hear about it, but when you go to, let alone Chameleon, because Chameleon is a perfect example. There's this guy called guy who's done Tonsukuma. What's his name? I forget his name. This guy is new. I remember his first tracks came out in 2019. Like that's when his career started to pivot. This guy fills up stadiums. He's doing collaborations with guys from outside, like in South America.
What's his name?
There's APAS.
Yeah.
But APAS has collaborated with Conscience. There's
Conscience.
another one called Black. Shit, it's okay. I'll Google. My phone is away from me. But this guy has had a massive reach. And then you know the way people make fun of Uganda, like okay, to sasa. You know,
Ugandans.
actually, their biggest export is Juliana Kanyamozi.
Who's that?
Hey,
Are you for real? Was it a joke?
was that a Julia? You don't know Juliana
I
Kanyamozi?
don't know. Maybe I can know.
Everybody unfollow Hafari.
Yo, do you know? One time
Instantly.
one time I was my homies and they're like, oh, what's her name? I didn't actually tell him. I was like, who's Natalie?
Okay, Haturudi Nyuma, the song by Kidum, the other babe. What's her name?
Oh, jeez, like, that song was like,
Yeah.
she wasn't like a part of Kidum's band. What? It was like,
Stop talking.
The
Imagine.
Ugandans are gonna come for you.
you watch Feed Me Matoke? Like, I was like, what the fuck are they gonna do to me? The Ugandans. Jesus.
Wow.
What? Like, come on.
Lord.
Like, as in, I could go to the Ugandan
Guys,
border with a nail cutter.
I'm not
And that'll
in-
be okay.
I'm not in any way affiliated with Hafari today. In this moment.
Like, Julius and Mona Kuna podcast, not surviving Kampala. Ask yourself those questions.
Guy, violence.
It's okay. Like my Ugandans, I love you. We'll annex you one day. Keep
You eat
waiting.
matoke.
We'll annex that country one day. I wait for that glorious day. We shall free them from the shackles
So
of
I
oppression.
was looking at the differences, yeah, and I'm like, listen, these guys already have an ecosystem that works. Atakama, we don't see it. For them, it works. You go to UG, they listen to their music all the time.
All the time.
And it's not just their dance or even the traditional music. Like, kwa radio, mse anatembea tu, you know. In Kenya, apart from the likes of Citizen, because Citizen has really tried to diversify, having representatives of the different tribes that we have. So at least the traditional artists have a way to make money. But we don't have that for this other side.
Yeah.
You know, a traditional artist will be you know, looked down upon as watu wakucheza nyatiti, you know, whatever. But mse akona shows kukuliko.
Kina Labdi.
Yeah, na
Shout out
anajaza shows, and these guys for Ushago, they know how to party. You
know,
try
like,
to
kina nani, akina whatever. Also one man guitar.
yeah, the Mugithi guys.
Also who booked every night.
Buzz.
Yeah.
Alafu, you know, they perform like in places utasema Mr. perform hapa. Them niggas gonna get paid 20k every night a week.
Let me tell you,
Kuimba guitar, kuimba vitu za ajabu.
forget that even outside.
Yeah, even outside Kenya.
The diasporas in Kenya,
Dallas love Mugithi.
everybody loves Mugithi.
No,
Nobody
Dallas in
understands
particular.
what they're saying. Not
Dallas
everybody
in particular
understands.
love Mugithi. It's the same way.
It's Texas.
Yeah, isn't it?
Dallas, Texas.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm making out what type of music?
I don't know.
Yeah, they have their own type of music, isn't it? I've forgotten the name. But like, if you go to Minnesota, you see artists get booked in Minnesota all the fucking time. You go to St. Paul, Minnesota, and shout Kemunto.
Everybody.
Everybody will tell like, ni mimi unatafuta.
So like, it's true, and it goes back to loving ourselves and your self-hate and whatever. Because a Kikuyu will be like, hey, one man guitar anakam, siezi hata. As young as us, as young as, I don't know, 19, because you want to connect with your culture, you know.
Yeah.
There's that.
Do you
I don't know
remember-
if that's what is lacking in
You
the other side.
remember 2 years ago, around the time, Oktoberfest, before COVID came, I remember Nyashinsky was performing on the main stage, and Samido was performing on the other stage, smaller one. You remember?
At
The
some point, I went to Samido's
everybody
stage.
just a mass of people. Like, Samido is performing.
They went.
Just a mass of people just leaving Nyashinsky's show. Tukaenda tukasikia Samido akitubia. Mimi sijui Mugithi.
Young
I
people.
fucking loved it.
Wow.
Tulikuwa
Yes.
wengi.
Yes.
We were crowding. I don't think that small stage has had that many people. Anyway, please don't self-hate. Listen to Kenyan music. I think tumefika the mwisho of our time hivi ama. Unfortunately.
It's gonna taka, but it's
Tumefika
I.
mwisho. Tumefika mwisho wa mawazo.
It
Not
rea-
like that, please. Like,
It is what it is.
it is what it is.
That's what it is.
Thank you so much, Mande, for coming on.
Thank you.
It's been
for
such a dope
having me.
experience.
Yeah, thank
Hii
you.
conversation ni quite necessary in light of current situations, ndio?
We are tracing the root of the problem.
Tracing the root of the problem. Here's the picture. Let's trace it.
Let's trace it.
This is gonna be. By the way, we'll name the podcast "Tracing the Root of the Problem."
Let's trace it.
Tracing the
Like,
Yeah. Can you
the
trace?
shade
Yeah.
of it all.
before we go, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, comment, do all those.
Add to my others followers kindly.
Shares
She
enough.
needs to get
How do
money.
mine? How do
Yeah.
mine? I don't figure tao, please. At Hafar, it's my name. It's literally my name. Hakuna Hafar mwingine dunia. It's literally me. Sindio?
Of course.
Nifike hata tao. Just like hata sina tao saizi.
Mulikuwa mnafanya ile kitu high school, ukipata marks fulani unasema marks zako zinaweza nunua nini? Mr. Berry, mandazi. Like that's how.
Mimi kufika smoky. Hizo danganya. Nilikuwa naweza buy mandazi lakini smoky sikuwa naweza kufika.
Mimi chemistry sikuwahi hata weza kununua mandazi.
La haula.
Chemistry was tricky.
Saizi unawakoroga. You're putting chemistry in there. So anyway, like, share, subscribe. Donate to the podcast, support us, support me, mimi nimesota. Support tumeni kakitu. Like in the words of Momosh, you know, mnicheke nyumba labda if Jalamo is willing. Yeah, there's details down here now you can donate, support the podcast. Thanks again, Mayande.
Wait, I just remember the artist name from Uganda, Fikfa Maker. That's his name.
Fik Famika, shout out to you.
Yeah, Fikfa Maker.
Shout out to Mayande, shout out to us, I guess. Shout out to these niggas, it's hot as fucking here. This has been episode 2. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Ain't no city like my city.